Hi there and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I'm your reader every time you visit this channel. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to read for you again. And for those of you who are new to my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and tap the bell notification so that you'll be notified when I release videos. This reading is intended for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter. And if you're watching for a Sagittarius, this may feel like a message for you about your Sagittarius. So if you need to reverse the roles, feel free to do so. Also, if you need a personal reading, there's a link in the description box down below that'll direct you to my store where you can book whatever you need. And if you need help finding your placements, there's also going to be a link in the description box that can assist you with that. This is taking a look at October love, so I'm just going to collect my deck, shuffle, and we'll get right into your reading. All right, Sagittarius, or anyone watching for Sagittarius. So I have shuffled your deck, pulled your cards. This is a very interesting reading. And so I'm seeing on the bottom of your deck, it's kind of telling me the progression of how we got where we got to, because your energy is a Page of Wands in the reverse. And so the story I'm seeing here is an ending, right? Because we have our world, but then there's kind of the promise of something new that started with the Page of Cups, Two of Cups, 10 of Cups. So lots of emotions involved. But then we go to the 5 of Cups. So something that looked very promising. It seems as though it didn't pan out the way that you had hoped. Now we're ending the bottom of the deck with the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So you moving forward quite quickly, and I'm seeing that throughout this spread. This is also you trying to figure out how to deal with your emotions this month, because the moon did want to come out in the reverse as I was shuffling. So you're trying to heal from things that didn't work out. I'm seeing that very clearly. But you're also seeing something differently than you have in the past. Now, you got the Oracle card very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And I think that that's kind of what this month will be about, because you're coming through with the Knight of Swords energy in the reverse. So that's talking about a lot of indecision. This is almost talking about you kind of giving up, and it could very well be because you feel as though things just haven't been working out the way that you would like. We do have new love in the reverse and the future in the reverse. So I feel like oftentimes when you get in this mode of having issues in regards to your love life, you probably focus on work is what this is looking like. Now with the Knight of Swords in reverse, I see that you are kind of retreating from something, and we do have the Tower coming out in the reverse. So this is showing me that there was probably that blow up that we saw in the bottom of your deck. And this is you really trying to take the time to heal. Now, why you got here was the Page of Wands in the reverse. So this talks about rejection and really disappointing news. And I'm seeing that your person in the past has shown you the Hermit. So this is somebody who has removed themselves from this situation. And I feel like that was a little bit of a surprise for you, right? Because we do have your energy coming out with that Tower in the reverse. We actually go back to the energy of Sagittarius, which is Temperance. And this is you taking a look at yourself and what you want. Now we have the 3 of Swords clarifying this. So this is kind of that calm after the storm. We have our heartache. We have a discussion it looks like has happened in the past. And then it looks as though this person, this Hermit energy, they actually decided that they wanted to go do something else other than to reconcile or to continue on with you is what this looks like, because we do have our King of Pentacles in the reverse. So you may have offered a relationship to someone and they could have turned it down. Now, moving on to the month, your situation that will most likely have your attention is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So this is you kind of going out and testing the waters. This is you not looking for anything too committed because you're feeling quite single. You're probably doing some things to make yourself feel more attractive this month. This can also talk about an unexpected change in regards to some sort of argument that may come through towards this month. Now, your person, what they'll be showing you is the Page of Swords in the reverse. So this could be what triggers that Knight of Wands energy. This is kind of an unexpected change where suddenly you were moving in one direction, now you're moving in another. And I feel like that could be in regards to what happened in your past, because this is being clarified by the Five of Swords. So this is talking about you kind of putting yourself first, not being in a space of wanting to keep giving to a connection that you feel like this person has rejected you, right? This is you kind of playing the field. We have the Magician coming out in the reverse. So showing me that you're not willing to work on anything with anyone in particular. When that Knight of Wands energy comes out reversed, it kind of talks about having casual encounters. We did have the Rendezvous card come out, so I feel as though you're not in a space of wanting to give to anything that looks too serious this month. This is you very possibly just exploring your options, because we did have that Seven of Cups coming out. Now, thoughts and feelings for the month are coming through as Nine of Pentacles and the Fool. So you're getting into a space where you're trying to heal from anything that's been disappointing. You're really trying to step out and kind of see what you can see. But there's a lot of energy here. That's exactly what I was going to say. There's a lot of energy here of you trying not to focus on what happened back here. And it kind of seems like this is something you may want to spend a little more time looking at, because we did have the Freedom card come out in the reverse and then Soulmate, but we have Detachment as well. So it feels like you're not really feeling your feelings this month, which is kind of a Sagittarius thing. And I totally understand if that's like a coping mechanism. But there's also, it's kind of like you doing a disservice to yourself, because we have the Oracle card that says you deserve love, you are lovable. And it's almost like because you don't want to be hurt or you don't want to think about what could go wrong, you're just kind of bouncing from person to person this month and testing waters where you go and seeing who you can meet. But you're not open to really receiving the kind of love you deserve or building a relationship with someone. So that may be something to be mindful of if that is something you're interested in, is pursuing someone and having it really blossom into a connection. That might be something that you have to address, because we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. So you have not moved on from this old energy, right? And I think intuitively you're very well aware of that. And that's probably why you're not looking for anything serious at this time. But this is showing me that you're going to need to heal a little bit, and probably spend some time thinking about the things you don't really want to think about, so that you genuinely can feel better in the future, right? If you don't do it now, do it sometime. Now we have the Fool coming out for the action you will most likely take. So I feel like you're out there, you're doing your thing. Page of Wands again in the reverse. And I say again because we had that come through as kind of why you got where you are. So again, this is the energy of you. I kind of feel like you're rejecting people that are interested in you. You're not willing to stay anywhere for too long this month, right? This is you probably also just be mindful if you have issues with anger. You could be experiencing a short fuse this month. And that's because, again, these kind of latent feelings may be triggered. But this also can talk about you moving forward, because you're trying to not focus on this, right? There's still a lot that you're holding on to. I feel like there's an energy of feeling a little bit frustrated, because for some of you, you feel as though you did lose your other half, or it didn't work with your other half. No, I'm not getting the vibe that this person is communicating much this month, because they are coming through as that Page of Swords in the reverse. But I feel as though with that Moon in the reverse energy, there may be more to this situation that you are unaware of. There may be reasons why this person has decided to go kind of dark or ghost, because Page of Swords in the reverse can often talk about healing childhood trauma. Okay, so you may not have all of the information, Sagittarius. It could be that this person had to work on themselves, but for each of you, the situation will be different, right? I'm just putting it out there because that is something that I see. Now, how that will affect the situation, we have the Ace of Cups. So let's take a look at that. The Chariot in the reverse. Okay. So this is actually communication is what this is looking like. Now, you could be feeling a little bit vengeful against your person or whoever this old energy is for the simple fact that they didn't move the connection forward with you. And that could be very frustrating because this feels like kind of a soulmate energy or a very deep connection. But I'm also seeing that there is an opportunity to revisit the situation sometime this month because the decision has not been made, right? I think this kind of looks like the possibility, Sagittarius, of you going out in the world, doing quite a few things, and then actually deciding that your heart is not in it and trying to revisit this situation again. Tell me about the Empress in the reverse. This is kind of a difficult energy because I see you really swaying back and forth between trying to talk to this person or trying to reach out and then completely having given up for the simple fact that you feel as though this situation just isn't going anywhere, right? So you're kind of in this energy of swaying back and forth through the month. Tell me about that. All right. Yeah, there's been a lot of disappointment in this connection, and I feel as though you're very much holding on to the things that did not work out, right? And so this is kind of the energy of you feeling as though you need to stand your ground. And I think it's almost like you feel like this person would argue with you or be upset with you if you spoke to them. And so this is the energy of you kind of contemplating like what's the worst that could happen. And then one minute, maybe you'd like to have a discussion. And then very quickly you decide that you do not with the invitations in the reverse. What I will say though, is that this is something you're probably going to want to address soon, because whether you move on with this person or not, this really is no way to live, right? Where you're just kind of back and forth and doing things out of being very afraid to stay in one place based on what happened in the past. Now, energy that can hurt you this month is the Two of Swords in the reverse. So there's an opportunity to have a discussion is what this is looking like, but it also looks like you're kind of staying in that Four of Cups energy where it's like, yeah, I see that it's here, but I don't really want to do it, which is understandable because when you've been hurt, it's very difficult to think about revisiting situations where you don't feel as though you have control. You don't know what will happen, right? This is also talking about your own paranoia, because I feel as though with the moon coming out in the reverse, there's been a lot of confusion around what this connection is or why it's been going the way that it's been going. So that's something that you may want to try to figure out this month if you can. We do have Justice coming out and the Wheel of Fortune. And so this is talking a lot about divine timing. It seems like whoever this is, it's like maybe you're on different cycles where one of you wants to try and the other one doesn't, or something kind of like that, because this is talking about divine timing, but this is also talking about like a soulmate connection or a karmic contract. It's also going to be a kind of a situation if you don't. Okay, so some of you may be dealing with a twin flame, and that could be why this is kind of that ebb and flow where sometimes you're very good and sometimes you're very not. But this is saying that this is not going to just go away just because you're ignoring it, is what this is saying. This is going to be something that repeats, or this person will continue to be in your life regardless of how you're moving this month. And so this is kind of the energy of you taking control of what you want this to look like versus allowing things to just play out the way that they are, okay? Now, Wheel of Fortune for something you should consider. And again, that talks very much about kind of that fate and destiny energy, right? We have the High Priestess. So you don't know everything there is to know about this situation. This is saying that if you give to this, Seven of Swords in the reverse, you know, there's a lot, I feel like, Sagittarius, that you don't know maybe about this person or why they move the way they move. And this is talking about if you were to have an honest conversation, is it possible that you may get information that will show you something different? This almost looks like perhaps you thought something was one way, and then if you get more information, you can find out that it's actually something other than what you thought. So I guess I wouldn't give up on this completely, because we do have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, okay? So like I said, if your person has pulled away, it could very well be that they were triggered somehow and felt like they needed to deal with that. And perhaps that just wasn't communicated to you in a way that made you feel as though it wasn't in regards to you, right? But there's more to this situation than what you're seeing. And we actually have very soon clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Now, I feel like if you're in an energy of kind of exploring your options and then leaving before anything can get too serious, this is actually saying that it would be good to figure out what you want so that you can manifest that into your life. Because with this Wheel of Fortune, this really is talking about the tables kind of turning and your luck changing and you actually being able to have exactly what you desire. The difficulty here, though, is that it seems like you won't let yourself feel your feelings to really be able to figure out what that is, okay? Now, energy that can help is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. And so this is talking about looking at the kinds of cycles that you're feeding into. Is there anything that you should look at and decide, maybe this isn't something that I want to perpetuate. Maybe this isn't something that I want to bring into the new year, right? With this Wands energy being in the reverse, you had a lot of Page of Wands reverse, Knight of Wands reverse. That all is kind of the energy of someone who wants what they want and they want it now, right? So this is talking about kind of working on patience to cultivate something very stable that can grow and allowing things to blossom at a pace that is not as rapid as perhaps you would like. Knight of Cups reversed, King of Wands. Okay, very nice. So King of Wands is you, Sagittarius. We got our Knight of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the reverse. So this is kind of looking like something didn't go the way that you wanted or you expected. And as disappointing as this is, you very well may miss out on an opportunity that is actually something that you want. Okay, so this is saying that before you take any more like action, because we have a lot of action, but not a whole lot of, what is it? No, it's like we have a lot of movement, right? But we don't have a lot of action. So movement is where we're just kind of like doing things to be doing them. Whereas action is like we have a plan and we're moving in a direction to bring us what we want. This is saying to try very hard to get in touch with yourself so that as you're making plans or you're making moves, they're bringing you closer to what you want rather than you just kind of jumping around, right? Now, your person is coming through with that Page of Swords energy. That's how you're viewing them. So you're a little bit angry. Tell me this. And they're showing you Five of Wands. So they're kind of in a space of being upset. And this looks like a lot of conflict. And I feel like the conflict is being avoided. And that's kind of why this is happening up here. But we actually have the King of Cups for your person's energy, Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. So your person loves you. This is coming through very strongly because they have that King of Cups energy. But there's also an energy here of them feeling like they have to shut you out or cut you off because they fear something about this connection. And it's almost like, for some of you, you could be dealing with the kind of person who has a tendency to push you away so that they can see if you will come after them, which is, it's like mind games. It's something you don't want to deal with. For others of you, though, this could be that someone feels a lot of love for you, but the last time they were committed to someone, they felt as though they were trapped in a situation where they gave up their own power and were expected to either wait for this person or love them unconditionally, regardless of whatever kind of abuse they were dealing with from that energy. So what I'm seeing here, Sagittarius, is that the partner that you are kind of feeling these feelings about, it actually looks like them loving you has triggered some kind of issue that they dealt with. 5 of Pentacles could even be a family situation. 9 of Swords in the reverse can talk about abuse. This could be someone that dealt with abuse from a father or a mother with this Emperor in the reverse, okay? So it could very well be that, like I said, there's more to this than meets the eye. But I do feel like this is something that you're going to have to figure out how to deal with, not necessarily with this person, but at least deal with the feelings you're having so that you'll be able to manifest a partner that either is in alignment with where you are right now or manifest a version of this person that's able to give you what you want. This does look like it would be worth it to have a discussion, though, because we have 6 of Cups. So very much soulmate energy, right? It could be that you triggered this person and then they trigger you, and that kind of is the dynamic of your relationship because that is that twin flame energy. So I'm going to take this over to the extended reading. We're going to take a look at your person. I want to see what they're thinking and feeling about you right now, what they're doing, because it looks like there's not a whole lot of communication, even though there is an opportunity for a reconciliation with this 5 of Wands in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. But then I also see the Ace of Cups reverse, and that's what I was going to say. There is an opportunity for you to go out and find new people too to spend your time with. The difficulty here, though, is that this emotion that you have for this person, it's not going to go away. It's just going to be something that you're hiding, kind of behind closed doors. And this is kind of one of those things that you're not going to be able to get away from because this is showing me there's a soul contract here. So we're going to take a look at your person's actions and how that will affect you, as well as the advice for the month of October. Thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. And if you're interested in the extended reading preview, that will be at the end of the video. You take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye. Because it looks like they've given their love or their attention to people in the past. This is kind of the energy of feeling as though they've moved mountains for people only to have their heart broken. This person also feels like they are doing some work behind the scenes because they feel as though there's an element of toxicity in regards to the connection they have with you. And it's almost like instead of this person thinking like, okay, this is my Sagittarius's fault, they've actually taken a step back to try to address some of the things that they feel like they were bringing into this connection that were not healthy. So that's a very good thing. Maybe they didn't communicate that to you in a way that you understood, because it seems like they went silent kind of quickly. They're not doing anything with anyone else, though, just so you know, because we do have that 4 of Cups and Strength. And now it's time for our subscriber spotlight. Because you all show me so much love and support every month, I want to show you how much I appreciate it by taking the time to recognize you. If you're doing something cool that you want to tell me about, send me an email so I can feature you in my newsletter and my monthly videos. This month's subscriber spotlight shines on C.D. Timms from Australia. Mr. Timms has just written and published his first children's book about a curious dinosaur named Boni, who goes on a wild adventure. The book garnered rave reviews at my mom's daycare, and I'm sure the children in your life will love it too. To purchase Boni Dinosaur, you can visit Amazon or click the link in the description box below. Congratulations, Mr. Timms, on your new book. I wish you so much happiness and success in your literary career.